Addictive Relationships with Terry Gorski and Claudia Black. This presentation is Addictive Relationships, the Players and Personalities.
There was once a man walking in the woods on a cold day. He stumbled across a poisonous snake that was frozen stiff as a board. He took pity on the snake and wanted to save its life. So he brought it home with him and he put it in front of his fireplace, hoping that it would thaw out. He then went into the kitchen to warm up some milk so the snake would have something warm to drink when he woke up. As the man was putting the bowl down in front of the snake suddenly struck out and bit him in the arm, injecting a lethal dose of venom. The dying man could feel the poison rushing up his arm to his heart, and in the last minutes of his life, he looked at the snake and he asked, "Snake, how could you do this to me? How could you kill me after all that I've done for you?" And as the man was dying, he heard the snake say, "Stop your whining. It's not my fault. You knew I was a poisonous snake when you picked me up. What did you expect me to do? Give you a kiss?"
What does this have to do with relationships? How many of you have ever been bitten by that poisonous snake? How many of you have started a relationship even though you knew you were going to get hurt? How many of you have been in a destructive relationship and needed to get out but couldn't? How many of you have tolerated inappropriate behavior by a partner even though it was hurting you? Those are examples of picking up that poisonous snake.
Why do we get bit over and over and over again and keep coming back for more? Well, it's because the poison of a troubled relationship often takes a strange twist. Before it kills us, it temporarily makes us feel whole and complete. It can ignite an intense sense of passion and sexuality. It can hold out the false promise that the poison is really a medicine that's capable of fixing us. The poison feels so good in the beginning that we ignore obvious problems and dangers. A part of us deep inside is screaming, "Look out, run, don't stay involved. You've been here before and you know exactly what's going to happen." But we're hypnotized by the effects of the poison. We feel compelled to stay. We feel powerless to take action. In this presentation, Claudia and I are going to help you to understand the nature of compulsive relationships. We're going to teach you how to recognize the warning signs so you can avoid getting bit. We're also going to help you understand what's going on inside of you. What's going on inside of you that creates the compulsive need to pick up the snake?
Many of us keep picking up the snake because that's what we learned to do as children. We came from dysfunctional families where chaotic and painful relationships were the norm. We have difficulty with intimacy as adults because we were not taught how to be intimate as children. Many people say that adult children from dysfunctional families have difficulty getting into relationships. I don't think that's their problem. I don't think that adult children have difficulty getting in. I think they get in real easily. I think it's what happens after they get in that tends to be problematic for them. And that's often determined by what they learned about intimacy as children.
For Lou, intimacy meant sex. Why? Because the only time his mother and father weren't fighting was when they were making love.
Vicki told me that she thought intimacy meant being nice. So I asked her what being nice meant, and she said, "That's when you're not hitting, you're not fighting, and you're not arguing. That's what being nice is."
One woman told me that she thought intimacy meant cleaning the house. That's how you show someone you love them, isn't it? By cleaning up the house after them.
Others saw intimacy as loss of control, and for them losing control was extremely frightening. Brenda told me that she thought intimacy meant sharing, when you really open up to another person. And then she said, "But how can you do that when it's not okay to talk honestly, when you don't know what it is that you feel?"